headlines at the top of the hour now. The governing New Patriotic Party comes under more fire for the sins of its Delta forces. The Association of Magistrates and Judges describes the pro-MPP vigilante group's attack on the court in Kumasi as primitive, uncivilized and uncouth. Meanwhile, the minority is demanding firm action from President Akufo-Addo. Also on this, the condemnations have also been unanimous, except for a few, such as the Ashanti Regional Chair of the MPP, who we'll be hearing from later in the bulletin. Let's go back to the issue of the Delta forces, shall we? Because the condemnation of the attack by the Delta forces is, however, not universal. Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Intwi Buisiako, says he cannot condemn the attack on the Kumasi Circuit Court by the group, explaining members of the group are loyal supporters who have selflessly served the party and cannot be treated as criminals. He told Inshira FM in Kumasi that Thursday's incident has been exaggerated. Mr. Intwi Buisiako, also known as Chairman Buntumi, says it is unfair for the public to judge the Delta Force without hearing from the members first.
They are facing charges, all right, but we'll leave that for the court to go through the process and come out with judgment for Ghanaians to know. Because they are close to me, just as any associate, by virtue of my position in MPP in Ashanti region, I can vouch for them that what people are saying about them is not true. When there is a case, it is good to listen to both sides. Even this issue, how serious is it? Once I'm MPP chairman, you will conclude that I'm defending the party. So look for people who were in court to give you a true account of what happened. You can call police, judges, and all other persons who were present.
Well, when the question about whether he founded Delta Force was put to him, the MPP chairman was evasive.
What's your manuma? Police station.
Have you listened to them? Have you gone to the police station? Have you seen their statements? An issue that is in court, you want to force me to condemn them? Then I would assume the role of a judge. That is not your job. Just as in the Bible it is said that power belongs to the Father. On this earth, it is the court which has power. The case is in court. How do you rush to pass judgment against them? You want us to finish the prosecution today? Is it you, Chairman Wuntumi, who founded Delta Force to support MPP activities? If I did for the party, that would be good.
So you heard Bernard Intwi Buisiako, who is the Ashanti Regional MPP chairman there. Moving on to other stories, and it appears not all Ghanaians are in support of government's decision to clamp down on the activities of illegal miners in the country. Lands and Natural Resources Minister John Peter Amewu has given a 3-week ultimatum for all illegal miners in the country to halt their activities. Some traditional rulers in the Bono East district of the Upper West region, however, argue clamping down on Galamsey will worsen the plight of those involved. The chiefs told the Upper West regional minister, who paid a courtesy call on them at Bulenge, the government should attach a human face to its fight against illegal mining.
The Bono East district is one of the poorest and deprived districts in the Upper West region. Majority of the people in the district are peasant farmers. Following the discovery of large deposits of gold in some parts of the district, especially Mangwe, Bulenge, Goropie, and Dayokura a little over a decade ago, most of the youth abandoned the farms and went into the more lucrative venture, fearing that their survival is now under threat following the 3 weeks ultimatum given to them by the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, John Peter Amewu. Members of the Bulenge Traditional Council, in a meeting with Upper West Regional Minister Suleiman Al-Hassan, appealed to the government not to completely stop the illegal miners, but work to have a win-win situation. Naye Kubu Jebuni speaks for the paramount chief of the Bulenge Traditional Area.
It is something that is worrying the people around this area. But since they are our own sons doing that kind of work, and they are not attacking people direct, they are rather attacking the land. And then we want you and the traditional authority to put it together and see how best we can handle them well and then so that they will get places to fix, and then they will leave the land to rest. We know the thing inside there is not for the landlord or the traditional authorities, that the mineral is for the state. And the state too can come and remove that the concern of the traditional authorities. And we want to use our father now to liaise with the those concerned and how best possible we can do to control the place, and we'll do that and still control our people too.
He warned the consequences or the ripple effect of stopping the illegal miners in the district will be disastrous.
If we harass them too, and they are the people going around the street, snatching motorbikes, armed robbery, and error there, so which will not be happy. And we have to stay with them and find ways out, how we handle them amicably, so that we still be peace as we are enjoying now.
Upper West Regional Minister Suleiman Al-Hassan assured the people of plans by the government to ameliorate them from the poverty quagmire they are wallowing in.
We will be working with you. We are fashioning out a number of initiatives that we are going to put together with you for us all to fashion out ways and means, or better ways and means, that would facilitate or accelerate the development of this nation.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam, Buliri.
Now, 5 people are reported injured, with 1 in critical condition after an articulated truck skidded off a road, hitting a taxi and then crashing into a building. The accident is said to have occurred Friday morning at Tuobodom in the Bono East region during a downpour. The victims are currently receiving treatment at the Techiman Holy Family Hospital. An eyewitness told Joy News the truck, which was heading to Kintampo from Techiman, was traveling at top speed when the driver lost control. All 3 passengers on board the truck are reportedly injured, and the driver is said to be in a critical state. The driver of the taxi and a female passenger were also injured and rushed to the hospital. Anas Abid, our correspondent in the region, joins me on the phone with more details. Hello, Anas. What's the latest on this situation?
We can say the injured are still responding to treatment at the Holy Family Hospital. The taxi driver and then the passenger he was picking when the said incident happened, had minor injuries. So the 2 have been, granted, they've been out of the hospital for now. The driver of the articulated truck had broken limbs and is still in critical condition, and the 2 others sustained minor injuries as well, but they're still on admission.
All right, many thanks. Anas Abid is our Bono East regional correspondent there with that update. Now to Kumasi, where there was drama in Ashdown, a suburb there, as police chased and shot a young man believed to be terrorizing residents in the area. Armed police officers pursued the notorious 24-year-old, named only as Pepra, through various alleys before shooting him in the thigh close to a public latrine. Police say the suspect has been involved in a series of armed attacks on residents. Love FM's Erastus Asari Donko has more.
Residents of Ashtown say the suspect has been in and out of prison. They also told Love News he is responsible for robbing market women on the streets at dawn. The hunt for him today was precipitated by an attack on a pregnant woman. Armed police chased him through some streets of Ashtown.
The police officer chased the guy through this lane and fired a straight shot at this particular point. And as I found this shell here, so according to eyewitnesses, the policeman fired the shot when he could not reach the guy who was running across this lane. This is where he was shot. You can see the pool of blood in here.
Regional Police PRO ASP Inkitia Yeboah spoke to Love News.
A notorious criminal in the metropolitan city of Kumasi was gunned down, was shot in the left thigh by the police after resisting arrest and also attacking a pregnant woman and one other, snatching their phones in the process. He has been rushed to the Ministerial Government Hospital and responding to treatment. He will be prosecuted after investigation.
Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asaridonko, Love FM, Kumasi.
Now, Parliament has approved all 64 of President Akufo-Addo's deputy ministerial nominees, despite the refusal of the minority NDC to participate in the vetting of some of the appointees. The minority MPs were only present to lend their support for the approval of 13 of the ministerial nominees vetted on Monday and Tuesday and stayed away from the floor of the House when the Appointments Committee presented its report on the others who were vetted without their participation. Those approved include Deputy Minister for Health, Tina Mensah, Deputy Works and Housing Minister Frida Prempeh, and Deputy Gender, Children and Social Protection Minister Gifty Ampofo. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu commended the high number of women nominated by President Akufo-Addo and also urged the appointees to the local government ministry to ensure there's minimal conflict between DCEs and MCEs.
Mr. Speaker, I will pick the Honourable Member Augustine Collins in team, who is being recommended for as Deputy Minister Designate for Local Government and Rural Development, and trust that she would support the Minister and the colleague other Senior Deputy Minister Obi Amua in deepening the process of decentralization in our country and allowing that they work to minimize conflict between MPs and DCs in particular and to build more harmony. Mr. Speaker, there are times that DCs undermine MPs because they are eyeing the MP seat, and there are times that MPs too will not cooperate with DCs because they have the same wrong or right feeling of the DCs not cooperating. It's a matter which we must find a lasting solution to. Mr. Speaker, a number of women have gotten the President's pleasure and attention to serve as deputy ministers. That is encouraging. Even though the larger the size of the government, the more representation have been dedicated to women. Frida Prempeh started off as an assemblywoman, went through the rigorous process from assemblywoman to becoming member of parliament, and now a deputy minister of state. At least she will join many other women in giving a shining example that notwithstanding the rigorous nature of our politics and sometimes how dirty it can become, women can still take their place in the politics of our country.
Now let's go back to Parliament because, as you know, the Speaker had earlier given his ruling or directive on the report by the Jogati Committee, which investigated the parliamentary bribery scandal. And as you heard the Speaker, he has asked the House to forgive Mahama Ayariga, Bawku Central MP, who actually made that claim of bribery or the bribery allegation. Let's go on the line and speak to parliamentary correspondent Joseph Opoku-Gapo. Joseph, so what's been the reaction of members on the floor following the Speaker's directive and ruling?
Well, the interesting bit is this, that no opportunity was given to any of the members of Parliament to react following the Speaker's ruling on the issue, indicating that the Honorable Mahama Ayariga had been pardoned and that he should go and sin no more. Well, what subsequently happened was that an opportunity was given for what is described as closing addresses by both the majority leader and also the minority leader. You know, the House is going on recess later this evening, any moment from now. And so both of them have been recounting what has been happening in the course of this particular session of Parliament. Well, the minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, did not use that opportunity to comment at all on this particular issue relating to the bribery allegation, but the majority leader, Osei Mensah, in giving his speech, made reference to the issue and said that it's something that to a certain extent did send the image of Parliament, and he hopes that it's something that would not be repeated again. He was very brief on that, less than a minute and a half, and then he moved on to other issues. So as I speak to you, the majority leader is still on the floor addressing other issues relating to the session that Parliament has been having over the last 3 months. But Mahama Yarega, the Member of Parliament for Boku Central, after the Speaker delivered the ruling, a few minutes later he left the chamber. He got up and walked away. Again, one of the key people when it comes to this particular issue, Muntaka Mubarak, who is the minority chief whip, who the Speaker had asked that he and Joe Otewusu, who is the chairman of the appointment committee, forgive Mr. Yarega for the allegation. Himself as well has left the chamber, but proceedings are still ongoing on the floor of the House.
All right, many thanks for that update. Joseph Opoku-Gapo is our parliamentary correspondent. Meanwhile, the House has voted to replace Adjoa Safo and Obi Amwa as members of the Pan-African and ECOWAS parliaments following their appointments as ministers. Efutu MP Alexander Afenyo-Markins and Agona West MP Cynthia Morrison have been selected to replace them.